y'all? This your guy Q, and this is Topics from the Streets, where we keep our ears to the streets, our ears to the grind, and we listening to what folks are talking about out there in the streets. Then we bring it back home, then we talk about it to get a better understanding of it. But keep in mind, this show right here is unedited, so that means you might hear something or see something that just might offend you. But you got the prerogative of clicking on that X button at the corner of the page and closing us out. But why would you even do that? Because y'all know you talk about the same things I'm going to right here on this show. So why get offended when I talk about it? On today's show, we're talking again Donald Trump. Even saying his name makes me feel constipated. Let's keep it real. Donald Trump is a self-centered, ignorant, ridiculous, cocky, racist piece of you-know-what. Now, if you're a Donald Trump supporter, are you mad at what I called him? Before you answer that question, what I want you to do is sit back and relax, strap on your seatbelts, and get ready for this ride. Because like my man MC Hammer would say, let's get it started. Donald Trump. Let's go. What's up, y'all? Welcome to the show. Let's get this started. I told people I've chosen to stop watching the news because everything now that you hear in the news has become so negative. But from time to time, I like to watch the news to see what you Trump supporters and what your president has said in the interview and what stupid statement he has made that makes him look even more ridiculous than he has in the past. See, Trump supporters, let me explain something to y'all. See, black folk in general, we've seen Donald Trump for the person he is 30 days after he decided to run for president. Now, you may ask you, why 30 days? Well, you can find out a lot about a person or some things in that reasonable time frame. You'll be able to know if you're able to make your new car payment on time. You'll be able to know if the person you're dating could be the right one for you. You just usually get answers you want in that reasonable time frame. Donald Trump is a person who feels he is an untouchable person. Donald Trump and the Republicans have become a tag team. Donald Trump says or does something that we know if the average person said it or done what he does, we would be dragged through the mud, hauled off the court, locked up, or charged. Donald Trump has made a number of racist remarks towards every race that isn't white, and the Republicans do what they do best. They come to his rescue. They make excuses for his actions all the time. One person in particular that seems to come to his rescue, or maybe in it just for a paycheck, is Sarah Huckabee. Every time Donald Trump does something stupid or says something racist, there she is defending his actions, knowing just as well those actions we all see as inappropriate, she sees as justification. How can you justify this, Miss Huckabee? Okay, let's play the video of Donald Trump on that, famous bus talking about groping women, and it sounds like rape to me. Play the video.
I moved on her, actually. She was down in Palm Beach. I moved on her, and I failed. I'll admit it.
Whoa.
I did try and fuck her. She was married.
Huge news there.
No, Nancy.
Yeah.
No, this was... And I moved on her very heavily. In fact, I took her out furniture shopping. She wanted to get some furniture. I said, I'll show you where they have some nice furniture. I took her out furniture. I moved on her like a bitch. But I couldn't get there, and she was married. Then all of a sudden, I see her. She's now got the big phony tits and everything. She's totally changed her look.
Your girl's hot as shit. In the purple.
Whoa.
Yes.
Whoa.
Yes, the Donald has scored.
Whoa.
Oh, my man. Wait, you gotta look at me when you get out of your legs.
That is very...
You give me the thumbs
Look
up.
at you. You are a
You gotta put the thumbs up.
Maybe it's a different one.
Better not be the problem. No, it's good.
Yeah, that's it. With the gold. I better use some Tic Tacs just in case I start kissing her. I'm automatically attracted to beautiful. I just start kissing them. It's like a magnet. I don't even wait. And when you're a star, they let you do it. You can do anything.
Whatever you want.
Grab them by the pussy. I can do anything.
Now, knowing this and hearing this, you as a woman, you telling me you can stand behind that podium and defend this man for his verbal actions? I'm a man who's always believed in giving me proof. Show me a video or audio of what a person has been accused of. We know people can lie. We know people can make up stories. 97% of people believe in what they hear versus believing in having proof. When it comes to Donald Trump, you have proof he has sexually harassed women and made rude comments about women. But no one is willing to step up and charge him or drag his name through the mud like they do everybody else who's been accused. All right? Why? Because Donald Trump is the Republicans' best weapon towards destroying, for one, my president's legacy, Obama's hard work. The Republicans and you supporters of Donald Trump want to quickly blame Obama for everything that has happened in America. Let's start with Obamacare, okay? The one thing I hated about Obamacare is taxing and fine against anyone who fails to sign up by a deadline, okay? I hated that, okay? But most people in America can't afford health insurance because of the cost of medicine and the premiums that keeps going straight through the roof. But let's state the facts. You supporters of Donald Trump hated the Obamacare Act. You dogged the hell out of it. But now that your president, Donald Trump, and his Republican friends started to dismantle Obamacare, oh snap, now y'all like it. Y'all marched. You rallied against it. Then those same Donald Trump supporters, Obama haters, signed up for it. Now y'all getting great health care that you didn't get with previous presidents. But now that your president and the Republicans got on a mission to destroy Obama's legacy and Obamacare, you're suddenly supporting it hard. My question is, why didn't y'all support it in the beginning? Remember, I said I like to have proof and not believe in accusations. You same Donald Trump supporters felt Donald Trump was God. I mean, man, y'all really thought this man was going to put everything back together. He's the answer to all your problems. Well, that's particularly right. He is a problem. 99.9% of supporters of Donald Trump will not admit they voted for the wrong person. What y'all wanted to destroy and felt like was hurting America, you would benefit from, now y'all freaking out because the man you voted for wasn't who you thought he was. Remember, black folks seen what y'all were late to see. Here's proof. Let's go to CNN for this supporter's regret. Play the video.
Back in 2013, Bob Rusko, then 53 years old, was a familiar story in America. Too familiar. He was more than 100 pounds overweight, at risk of heart disease and diabetes. He was also self-employed, and no company wanted to offer him health care insurance. He was considered too big a risk.
Was that tough to go uninsured?
Well, it doesn't make you warm and fuzzy, but I didn't like it, but it was the reality of the situation.
When did you first hear about the Affordable Care Act?
It was all over the news.
What did you think?
I thought it was a good idea, even though I'm a conservative.
So when did you first sign up for Obamacare?
When it was first available. It was October, I remember, and I wanted to be covered because it's important.
And as a result, starting in 2014, Bob was able to get insurance after subsidies. It was finally within reach and a big relief.
September was, I can't wait till October. It's the feeling of coming out of the rain, if you will. You know, you're out there to the breezes. You know, you can do all you can, you get healthy, you try to be safe, but there's a certain amount of faith that's just out there. So to have coverage, it was, whew.
Which makes what happened next all the more surprising.
Repeal and replace.
Look, okay, you voted for Donald Trump, who promised to repeal something that you're very much benefiting from. Again, just how do you explain that to people?
I did what I thought was correct for the overall good of the country. I think economic strength cures a lot of things. People working, making decent money, it certainly helps out. I'd rather not need the subsidies, I'd rather be working.
We are repealing and replacing Obama. We can reverse the stagnation and usher in a period of true opportunity and growth.
That repealing Obamacare would be good for the economy. It's a common refrain. But the Committee for a Responsible Federal Budget suggests the opposite. They say fully repealing Obamacare would cost roughly $350 billion over 10 years and would also increase the number of uninsured by 23 million.
If he does repeal Obamacare, as he's promised to do, what is that going to mean for you?
No insurance.
No insurance. That was a big problem for you before.
I wasn't happy about it.
Truth is, some of the states that most benefited from Obamacare had a majority who voted for Trump, like Rusko's home state of Florida. In fact, Florida has the highest percentage of enrollees in the nation. 1 in 10 Floridians under 65 signed on for health insurance through the Affordable Care Act. Rusko credits Obamacare with profoundly changing his health. And because of that, this lifelong conservative wrestled for the first time with the idea of voting Democrat.
If I'd have voted for what I thought was strictly best for me, I would have voted for her. Because the health care plan gives us peace of mind, medical screening to stop something before it gets worse. The Health Care Act has taken that worry away.
We all know what a hypocrite is, right? Let's see the definition of a hypocrite. 1, a person who engages in the same behaviors he condemns others for. 2, a person who professes certain ideals but fails to live up to them. 3, a person who holds other people to higher standards than he holds himself. Now, just in case you're young and you need a little bit more understanding of what a hypocrite is, a hypocrite is a person who says they care about the environment but are constantly littering. See, this is Donald Trump. He claims to be for the people. He claims he has respect for all races. Donald Trump says he's against violence, but he seems to always be promoting it, as it's a good thing. It's how we should handle situations. He seems to applaud it. Are you saying, Q? No, he hasn't. He has never promoted violence. He's never spoken a way to give props to violence. Okay, play the video.
Security guys, we have wonderful security guys. They said, Mr. Trump, there may be somebody with tomatoes in the audience. So if you see somebody getting ready to throw a tomato, knock the crap out of them, would you? Seriously. Okay? Just knock the hell. I promise you, I will pay for the legal fees. I promise. I promise.
Are you still convinced that your president does not promote violence? That he's an understanding person who opposes violence? Well, play the next video.
Knock the crap out of them. I'd like to punch him in the face.
I don't condone violence, and I don't talk about violence.
I would have done well, but I would have been boom, boom, boom. I'll beat that.
I don't know if I'll do the fighting myself or if other people will.
Maybe he should have been roughed up because it was absolutely disgusting what he was doing.
Try not to hurt him. If you do, I'll defend you in court. Don't worry about it.
In the good old days, this doesn't happen because they used to treat them very, very rough. And when they protested once, you know, they would not do it again so easily. We've become weak. We've become weak.
And you know what? The audience swung back. And I thought it was very, very appropriate. The audience hit back. And that's what we need a little bit more of now.
Part of the problem and part of the reason it takes so long is nobody wants to hurt each other anymore, right?
I don't know if I would have done well, but I would have been out there fighting, folks. I don't know if I would have done well, but I would have been boom, boom, boom. I'll beat that.
Do you plan on paying for the legal fees of this older gentleman in North Carolina who sucker punched the protester?
From what I understand, he was sticking a certain finger up in the air. And that is a terrible thing to do in front of somebody that, frankly, wants to see America made great again.
It's possible you could help him with legal fees if this man needs it.
I've actually instructed my people to look into it, yes.
Now, before this is asked, and I'm gonna answer this question here that might be on the minds of some of you Donald Trump supporters, okay? Q, are you upset because we don't have a black president in office anymore? The answer, hell no. It doesn't matter to me if the president is black, white, Native American, Hispanic, whatever race, doesn't matter. But whoever is the leader of the free world, the leader of the most powerful country on earth, the United States, they need to be held accountable and held at a higher standard when they're sitting in the highest seat there is. Bottom line. Donald Trump supporters, let me ask you this, okay? Do you have or know anyone with a disability? Okay, do you Donald Trump supporters, are you dealing with a disability that hampers you from doing things that you're no longer able to do? Is your mother, father, grandfather, or grandmother in a retirement home because of a disability you can't or couldn't handle anymore? If you answer yes, why did you vote for this guy? If you say no, still, why did you vote for this guy who does this type of thing right here I'm about to show you, okay? This could be you or me. Play the video.
Written by a nice reporter. Now the poor guy, you got to see this guy. Oh, I don't know what I said. I don't remember. He's going like, I don't remember. Oh, maybe that's what I said. This is 14 years ago. They didn't do a retraction.
That reporter he is talking about is Serge Kovaleski, who now works for the New York Times. As you can see right there, he suffers from a chronic condition that impairs movement of his arms. A Times spokesman says they find it outrageous that Trump would ridicule the man's appearance.
I could bet so far you Donald Trump supporters still believe in him, right? You still feel like, no, hey, he's human. We all do this. I agree, some people do and some don't. The problem is he's supposed to set an example for America, stand for fairness and respect for all people. He doesn't have respect for all people. He has respect for all of those who don't go against him, okay? Now, let's switch gears for a minute. Let's talk about the golf trips, okay? First, do you remember your president's statement right here?
But because I'm going to be working for you, I'm not going to have time to go play golf, and believe me. He played more golf last year than Tiger Woods. No, think of it. We don't have time for this. We don't have time for this. We have to work.
Then candidate Donald Trump taking a few shots at President Barack Obama for playing golf.
And I won't be playing golf instead of going to see the people in Louisiana who have been devastated by floods.
But that was then. This is now. As president, Donald Trump's visited 2 Florida golf courses he owns near Mar-a-Lago nearly every weekend since taking office, playing 6 times so far. Not that his aides want you to know that. They won't even say if President Trump actually played the courses. But social media shows he did play during most visits. A White House spokeswoman told reporters Sunday that the president played a couple of holes. Then, after learning that McIlroy had shared the president played 18, the spokeswoman explained that the president intended to play a few holes and decided to play longer. She was quick to note that he had a full day of work afterwards. Unlike Trump's team, Obama's aides allowed cameras to show him on the links and told reporters who he played with.
Trump has spent more than 33% of his presidency at a Trump property since taking office. And on more than 25% of his days in office, Trump was at one of his golf clubs. The trips has been met with backlash from some who noted that considerable amount of taxpayer dollars has been spent on your president's frequent travels to and from his properties, as well as properties themselves which benefit the bottom line of Trump's businesses. What does that tell you? Doesn't that not seem a little bit shady to y'all? You feel what I'm saying? Do y'all remember what I said earlier about being a hypocrite? Now remember, this is what your president said, and I quote, and this is his words now. Listen close, you Donald Trump supporters. I'm going to be working hard for you. I'm not going to have time to be going to play golf, Trump told voters at a rally in Virginia in August of 2016. That's a hypocrite, young people. And remember, all the trips he takes to his golf clubs comes out of our pockets, and that even means your pocket, Trump supporters. We all can say that every politician is a liar. They say what they feel they want us to hear, okay? They make decisions in Washington that doesn't benefit Americans. Not in my opinion. It benefits them. When they get sick, they have the bank account to take care of themselves and their family. Donald Trump is or has to be the biggest professional liar I have ever heard in the media, okay? He would destroy a lie detector test, okay? It has been proven that his current administration has lied about the Russia investigation, but yet they call Hillary Clinton a liar. Remember this chant right here?
We do not need a reckless president who believes she is above the law. Lock her up. That's right. That's right. Lock her up.
Now that's got to be the biggest hypocrite in the world right there. All that time he's sitting there talking about lock her up and Hillary Clinton is a big liar, he was standing there lying himself. The whole Trump administration ain't nothing but liars. What more proof do you need as a Trump supporter to see he is the biggest racist and liar throughout his administration, throughout his whole entire body? Trump supporters continue to make excuses for his actions just like the Republicans because why? Trump represents what some white America sees today as an all-white America without niggas, wetbacks, Indians, Muslims, anyone who isn't of white descent. Now, if you're offended, you need to be. That's the honest truth. And if he isn't racist, he sure hasn't shown me that he's not. And here's where we are, okay? Donald Trump isn't a man who should be sitting at the highest seat in America. He is mentally unstable. And in my opinion, and that's all it is, Donald J. Trump is a complete racist idiot, okay? Who, if you're for him, he is with you. If you're against him, you're that shithole he described Haitians and Africans as. Donald Trump is a bully. And his own wife tried to make it her mission to fight bullying against kids, but that's hard to do and represent when your own husband is out there promoting bullying himself and doing it. All you Donald Trump supporters who keep making excuses for him, keep justifying his hateful rhetoric, you're not a solution to a problem. You think you are. You're a steady creation of the problem. Some of you have so much hate towards Obama and Hillary Clinton that you're not seeing the danger this clown is putting us in, okay? Now, I do agree that we can't let people bully us as Americans. Sometimes you have to draw the line. But Donald Trump is like a teenager who can't grow up. He goes to Twitter like a kid and bullies people. He's like a kid who has a temper tantrum when he doesn't get his way. He's picking fights with a regime who has no love for America and has no respect for international laws. Calling the dude name, then he turns around and calls people names, okay, like some elementary kid. See, what y'all need to see is if we go to war, okay, a nuclear war, Trump and his administration, his family would be okay. Why? Because Donald Trump's gonna be thousands of miles in the air. His family will be thousands of miles in the air, okay? The rich will have the ability to build the nuclear bunkers to protect their families, but what about you? What about your family? You know what I mean? What about my family and my friends? This man has money, power he abuses, so he has nothing to lose. But as simple Americans like us that don't have the luxury that he and his rich counterparts have, we have everything to lose. This show isn't going to change how people think or how people feel, all right? I remember a gay guy once told me he can spot another guy with gay tendencies. So if that is true, I guess you racist, neo-Nazi, white supremacist groups can spot another racist. So that explains why Donald J. Trump is your president. If you have a show topic you want us to talk about, all you got to do is hit us up on social media, baby. Hit us up on Facebook at Carolina Streets TV, Instagram, Carolina Streets TV, Twitter at TV_Streets, or subscribe to us right here on YouTube and get alert the next time a show has posted. This has been your guy Q, and this has been Topics from the Streets. We'll see you next time with a new topic. We'll holler at you. Peace.